Hey guys, this is BJ. I got my 2021 Chevy Silverado here, and I'm gonna kind of walk you through how to put in your Blue Ox gooseneck to fifth wheel adapter, because the dealership wanted to charge me $100 just to look at it, because I asked about the specs for the bolts as far as torque. But basically, so this thing sits on top of your gooseneck ball, which is right there, and then allows you to pull your fifth wheel, obviously. Now the adapter, you can see it's directional, so make sure it's pointed the right way. And then the main thing that you're going to need for this, let me grab them real quick. You're going to need, if you got mine, 3/4 wrench, 15/16, and then a 15/16 socket on a 3/8, and then of course your torque wrench as well. I got all that. I just finished putting all of mine in, so I'm just going to walk through on how to do it. So the first thing is your pins are going to be out on the bottom. Okay. You have 2 pins right here. On the other side, get over here so you can see it. You can see your little lock pins. You just undo those, and then your pins on this side right here, they're going to pull out. They're going to come out this way. You might have to wiggle this a little bit to get them out, but that's the pins that hold it to the actual gooseneck ball. I'm gonna get down here and see if I can show you a little bit better. All right, so when you're putting it in, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to loosen this locking nut right here. It's a 15/16, so just take that, break it loose, and then you can use a 3/4 wrench to put on this set screw right here. Back that off till it's a little loose, and then go about 1 or 2 more turns. And then what you're going to want to do is this bolt right here, that's a 15/16 as well. This bolt right here, once you get this loose, this is going to actually adjust how this tube right here that the pins go through, how it sits on the ball. So when you get down here to put your pins in, you'll see the holes. They're either the hole itself is either right in line with the ball to where you can't get the pin through, or it'll be down or too far up, either or. So the way you adjust that, this tube right here comes up and down to be able to position it onto the gooseneck ball. That's what this bolt right here is. So if it's too high, if this piece right here is too high or too low, and these pins don't push through easy, you'll have to adjust this. You turn it left, so counterclockwise, and it'll drop the tube downward to where you can get your pins through. Or if you turn it clockwise to the right, it'll pick that tube, this tube right here, it'll pick it up. So depending on where it is, it may need to go up or down. But once you get it adjusted right to get these pins through, slide these pins through, and then you're going to put in your safety clips to make sure that they don't come out on the other side. And once you get those in, you're going to take this bolt right here. It says make sure to torque, all this and that. You're going to take that bolt right there and tighten it. So you're going to get it tight. You can tighten it with your hand or with a 15/16 wrench, just a little bit. But then you're going to take your torque wrench. The torque wrench, I always got this at Harbor Freight. Made sure I checked it with another one, but I have it set to 55. You can see right here, I got it set to 55 foot-pounds. It says to do it to 45 foot-pounds, but I like to go a little bit more. I've worked on cars and equipment for many years, and so I go a little bit more, stuff like this, a little bit more than what the manufacturer suggests. It's really, it's up to you. You can go by the book, whatever you want to do, but make sure you torque it either way, at least 45 foot-pounds. Tighten that up. Now you'll see it down here as you're tightening it. It'll pull up this ball and it'll get tight right here. That's okay. But go ahead and tighten that to 45 foot-pounds. Whenever the torque wrench clicks, you're done. And then after that, you're gonna run the set screw in. You're gonna tighten it as far as it'll go. And then you can tighten it to about 35 to 40 foot-pounds as well if you want. This is just me personally, because I felt comfortable with it. I just tightened it to where I felt like that was about 40 foot-pounds. And then what you're gonna wanna do is tighten this locking nut for the set screw. So tighten that down with your 15/16, and then make sure it's snug. You can put a torque wrench on it as well. I torque it to about 45 to 50 foot-pounds, but I just did it with a wrench. I felt comfortable enough doing it. So make sure that was tight. But then what you're gonna wanna do is just check it. Make sure that's tight. Make sure these pins right here, make sure they don't move in and out. And then make sure all of this is tight as well. And then other than that, you can give a general look over on the rest of it. You shouldn't have to mess with any of these unless you're assembling it. But this is just a video on how to actually put it in once it's assembled. And then, of course, to get it out, you just do the opposite of what we just talked about. But other than that, once you got that in, you're ready to roll. You pull that out, pull this out, and then lock it. That way you can drop your fifth wheel in there. Once it's in, turn sideways. Make sure to install your safety pin right here. Put it in that hole. Once your fifth wheel's in, and then you're good to go. All right, thanks guys. Let me know what you think. If you have any more questions, just comment in the comment section. Otherwise, have a blessed day.